What's going on? Strat Soldier here for the weekend shift. What is going on? Good morning, good morning. How you guys doing? Good morning. Forgot to put my microphone on. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Welcome to the weekend shift. Holy crap, this week was nuts, wasn't it? It was ridiculous. It was ridiculous. We knew there was possibility that the price was going to go down. We knew that for a fact. But man, I tell you what, when it dropped like a rock. And that's why I called this episode, it's episode 4, but this episode title is Amazon from A to Z. Because that's exactly what it did. It dropped from A to Z, all the way to the bottom, to the lows. To the lows with you. I'm still working on my, I can lie to you, I'm still working on my options. I am the Strat Soldier. I like to trade. I am the tank. Right there, back here. There's a tank. I am a tank. And what I like to do is trade common shares, all right? But when things are going to the lows, I got to have something else, right? So I go to options, put options, but I use them sparingly, all right? See this, well, where's it at? Okay, there it is. There it is. Those are my machine guns up top, and that's what I use. Those are my options, all right? I use those sparingly. I don't use them all the time. And let me get this chat popped out so I can see you guys out there. How many people in the chat? Somebody give me a number. It better be 200. I tell you what. Give me 200 people in here. Good morning. Good morning. I tell you, it says Stat Trades good morning, but that's me. Good morning. Man, I said this week was going to be a little interesting with the Fed and FOMC, and if you listen to my podcast In Force, I was talking about it. In seasonality as well. We knew it was coming, and it right out of the gate, all right? It was crazy. Good morning. What's going on? The quintessential dad. Marlon B is in the house. What's going on? Elaine. Wow. Elaine is in the house. Might as well be a special guest. I love that. Elaine is in the house. I got my Strat cup on in here. I got my Strat shirt on. What's going on, JP? Brent. I see you, Brent. Heck yeah. Good morning, Rock. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Shaman. Shayam. Good morning. Good morning. What's going on, Kai? Hermit Trout. Freaky Trout. What's going on? Good morning, Ryan, always. And then Sue. How do you do? Good morning. Hit that like button. That's right. 32 people. Oh, yeah. Marlon B says 132. Yes, give me 132. Give it to me. It will happen soon. What's up, Wendy? Well, this coffee is hot. Wow. Good morning. Good morning. It is Sean. Oh, okay. Sean. All right. My bad. Thank you so much for everybody being here. So did anybody do anything great this week? Amazon was really good for me. Working on, I was about to say, I was starting to say I like to trade common shares, but I got to go to puts when things are going to the downside. And I did some good stuff with Amazon to the downside. I didn't take every signal on my watch list to the downside because you got to look at spreads, you got to look at spreads and prices and all that stuff, and I didn't do all that research. I just did Amazon because that was obviously going to the lows, and that was a good trade for me to the downside. Elaine with her gap list was doing great things. FedEx, did FedEx ever go to the lows? We're gonna have to look at that one. FedEx definitely popped up. FedEx, we'll look at the charts, but it didn't really puke. It tried. You know, when we see that gap up, we're looking for the gap back. We're looking for the reversal back down, and it didn't really go. So, yes, you can short common shares, but I don't have a margin account. I got a cash account. So, yes, you can do that. Good morning. Good morning. Let's go ahead and get into, oh, yeah, QQQ puts. That's right. Let's go ahead and get to the charts. Hello. Good morning again. this, when I trade, I have all 4 time frames up just like this. This shows me what? Say it. That's right. Time frame continuity. I got the month, the week, the day, and the 60 all up all at once. And this is what I do to get through all this crazy action. This shows me what's happening right now. Okay, what they've been doing all month. What they've been doing all month on SPY, they've been selling it. This has been inside week this has been inside month most of the month. And then finally on, was it yesterday? Yep, on Friday, finally went 2 down on the month. On the weeks, here's your weeks, selling them down 1, 2, 3. This was an inside week. And then on the 11th, that was pretty much an inside week all week until Thursday, and then it went. Let's blow that up for the kids in the back. It ticked up right here, became a 2 up on the week. All right, I mean it was up there and it went right back down. But this was a chop shop in here, okay? And when it's inside weeks, I don't like trading stuff that's inside week, all right? Especially on major indexes, all right? Because the price is just going to keep reversing up and down. And I especially don't like trading inside days. And this price was the price action here was just nasty. And everybody's frustrated. And go watch my episode from last week. It was not fun. But this week, all right, 2 up, 2 down. Technically a rev strat. But you had 2-2 reversal back down. It went in force at 443 and then to the lows. What caused that? The Fed, the FOMC report right here. This was really interesting. We'll take these off for right now. This was really interesting. Let's put those strat labels on for the kids in the back on the daily chart. Here you go. Here's your scenario 3. All right. Everybody's got a trading plan until they get punched in the face by a scenario 3 right in the kisser. All right. 2-2 reversal back up. Everything's going well. Everybody's like, yeah, it'll be fine. You know, everything will be great. And as soon as as soon as JPL starts talking, as soon as he gets on the mic, to the lows, all right? To the lows, the extreme lows, and then a gap down. This was really interesting on a lot of stuff. I did not hold puts through this because we've seen where, the price goes right back up. They've been jerking us around a lot this year, so I did not hold through. I wish I did. I don't do that shoulda, coulda, woulda. You guys know I don't do that. But, man, holding Amazon puts through that would have been really good. I know some people that did. I know Alex did. I know some other stratters in there did some good things in here. That's awesome. And then Friday was an inside day for most of the day until at the very end when they took them down. All right. So this was a mess. Meta was interesting. That was going to the highs for apparently no reason. 2-2 reversal back up on the day, but then they brought that thing right back down. Here's your 60s. All right. Here's your 60s. Not necessarily the most easiest thing in the world. All right. Here's your 60s. Oh, that's 30s. Hold on. Here's your 60s. That's better. Because they kept trying to take them up. Not the easiest, what I'm saying, because you got exit liquidity and you're taking profits and short covering. So you got some of this action here, but then they took it right back down. All right, this opened up inside day on Friday. All right, they tried to take them up. All right, still inside day, and then 2-2, and then scenario 3, and then right back down. All right, and then this little thing here. It was messy. It was messy. If you did some good stuff here, cool. If you didn't, don't worry about it. It was a mess. I like those clear signals. I want something clear. I want something that's going to go and take off and then don't come back. That's what I want, of course. I got to close this thing here. Bam. Close that thing. And so SPY, again, continuing to the lows. Now 2 down on the month. And the magnitude of this whole thing is going to be 417. 417, 2Q. Let's see here. Wait a minute. Hold on. 2 down on the month. It's just 2-2 continuation down on the month. Sorry about that. 2-2 continuation down on the month. The magnitude on that is going to be 417. 417. How far are we going to take it down? All right, how far is it going to get through all of this? All right. We should probably redraw this broadening formation, probably redraw it next week once the try expands. But we know in these broadening formations, we look for a reversal back up. So is it going to reverse back up through here on the last week of September for for no apparent reason? You got next quarter coming up. You know, maybe people could be, all right, you know, they see some discounted prices and they want to take this thing back to the highs. Maybe that's what they want to do here, but we will see. We will see. Full time frame continuity. That's right. Full time frame continuity. All right, to the downside. Dow Jones, kind of doing the same thing. You see it all retraced back through these fractal triangles back here. But, you know, doing the same thing. 2-2 reversal back down. Dow Jones has not been doing very good at all. I mean, look at this thing. I mean, look at this. All right. Finally, 2 down, 2-2 reversal back down on the month, but just trading sideways. Dow Jones not doing the best. Here's your daily charts. Ooh, man. And kind of just dribbles down for the last, for the, you know, 1, 2, 3 days, you know, not doing the best. And then here's your broadening formation on the 60s to the lows. To the lows. What's going on, E? Good morning. Good morning. QQQ somehow still inside month. I don't know how. No clue. But it's still inside month. Finally takes the inside and down. It went in force at 370 and ended the week at 357. 357 inside week. Inside week. Here's your days. You see how it reclaimed back through this fractal triangle here to the lows. All right, to the lows. What's interesting here is these blue lines right here. I don't know if you can see that, but these blue lines are actually automated lines in TrendSpider. Automated lines in TrendSpider. My broadening formation is actually drawn like this, and it's still going to the lows. It's still showing that. But this automated broadening formation is kind of cool. It did it really well. So I left that on just for S and Gs. But if you want to know how to do those automated broadening formations, you go to chart patterns, and then broadening formation asymmetrical. Broadening formation asymmetrical. It doesn't draw it all the time, and sometimes it's inconsistent. But go into the docs section. Let me do that again. Go into docs right here in TrendSpider, and it'll show you. It'll give you a little bit of background on how they're created and how they're drawn on the charts, and then and it does go into, hey, it might not be accurate, but you still know what you're looking for. You know what I mean? You could still use this as a guide. You're like, well, I don't like the way this one is, I don't like where this one's at. You can still use it as a guide. Oh, Elaine says, finally home from tropical storm. Oh, okay, all right. Raining so hard, high winds. Oh, geez. All right, be careful out there. QQQ puts, she did great on that and micro futures. That's awesome. You guys, you did great. You did great. I did see you in the chat over there at Stat Trades doing great things, doing amazing things, actually. Get in there with Alex and Sarah and Elaine. They're on there every day doing the work. Here's your 60s on QQQ. Ooh, man. Let's see here. We know everything's going to the downside. We know that. I never ever talk about small cappers because it's always trading sideways. But even small cappers, 2-1-2 reversal down to the lows. I got the labels on for the kids in the back. Here you go. Just going to the lows. Let's see. Utilities. What did utilities do? Utilities, doji on the month. It is 2 down on the month, but it's a little doji because they tried to, you see the institutional buyers try to buy into utilities. They try to, hide their money in utilities. All right. But then the entire market started going to the lows. So that affected this here. Everybody's just getting out. And here's your weeks. Currently 2 down. Could there be a 2-2 reversal back up in here in utilities? Maybe, maybe not. Honestly, the utilities is just a defensive name that people, the institutional buyers, hide their money in, and so will we see them go back into that? But you can see right here, it's all just trading sideways. All right, not really a lot of stuff going on in here, so don't worry about it if you're not trading utilities. XRT retail, we got a lot of lines here. Retail all stuck. You can see it all on 2-2 reversal back down on the month, 2-2 continuation down on the month. All right, and the magnitude of that is $56.90. Oh my goodness! But you can see it's all stuck in this fractal triangle back here. All right, look at this. All right, back through here. All right, hammer back up, back into this fractal triangle here. This try goes all the way back up. Test the highs, test the lows. All right, this guy wasn't easy to go through. I'm sure this stopped out a lot of people shorting things, but then right back to the lows here. All right, all stuck in this fractal triangle back here. I think that's really interesting. Right now, currently out of it, but will we see it go back in here? All right, and then clear that and then keep going. That's what we want to see. Here's our broad information on the week on retail. XRT retail, just you can see how it's just moving sideways. All right, moving sideways. Your daily charts doing the same, just dying on the vine. Ooh, puke. My goodness. Let me see. I got my sound effects up. Let me see here. Well, nope, no sound effects. Where are my sound effects at? There we go. Hold on.
Fatality.
All right. Oh, let's see. So that's XRT retail. XLK, tech. All right, tech going to the lows. Inside month still somehow, but you got all this stuff that you can pivot machine gun through all the way back in here. 3 weeks to the downside, tech. All right, 3 weeks to the downside. You got these fractal triangles that's getting back through down here. Here's your week. Here's your days. Continuing to the lows. Currently, inside day. Will we get some more action to the downside? And here's your 60s. All right. XLE. Didn't really have broad information drawn on the daily chart, so we can redraw that one. But XLE, like everything else, going to the lows, taking them out. All right. I draw it like that, off the highs, and then back in through, forming as shooter on the month. Not really a shooter yet, but they keep talking about how XLE and energy is going to be $100 by Halloween. All right, if that happens, man, that's going to be tough. All right, here's my actual broad information on XLE. Trying to take them to the highs here, and then they brought them right back down. So 2-2, this week was a 2-2 reversal back down. Excuse me, a 3-2 back down on the week, taking them down. Here's your days, but not necessarily easy to short because they keep trying to take them back up. You know what I mean? It'll pop up and then go right back down, pop up and go right back down. So not easy to short XLE stuff. IBB with biotech big. 2 down, outside month to the downside. Been trading sideways, finally getting through this fractal triangle back here, getting back through all of this. All right, and then here's your day, here's your 60s. Man, not a lot going on here on Thursday and Friday, just taking them down. Biotech. Healthcare was interesting. Healthcare was interesting because you had some big players in here going to the highs. We'll look at that in a minute, but Humana, the Johnny John go to the highs. We'll look at that, and then there was just some, like Humana was definitely one of them that was just did not care what the market was doing and just going straight up. Currently 212 reversal down on the month. Here's your weeks. All right, 2-2 reversal down. No actionable signal for next week. You notice I have not talked about any actionable signals for next week because it's really just looking all down. It's just looking like downside stuff all, for next week, just more downside. So if you're going to run scans, you could probably run some inside bars. You can run some shooters. Run a shooter scan and see what comes up, just in case anything has not really taken out the lows. Maybe something's still alive out there, you know, or at the top. We can look at Walmart. Walmart hasn't really died just yet. Ouch. Oh, yeah, oh, my ear. Oh, sorry about that. Sorry, Marlon. Oh, man, sorry about that. Yep, I had an issue with my sound effects here, so sorry about that. What do you see on your soundboard? Is it customizable? Yeah. What do you, yep. That was a beast, yes. Yep, yeah, but I don't know what's going on with my soundboard. That sucks. But sorry about that. I had to prep that thing better. It's usually just turn it on and go. So, XLP, consumer staples, they were going into this. And then they just took them right back down. Here's your 60s where they were, you know, really going into on the 19th and the 20th, really going in here, and then, you know, they just took them all out. So, you know, 2-2 reversal back down. That went in force at $71.66, and then, you know, all the way back down. But XLP as a whole, trading sideways. One thing I thought was really cool was Amazon. I've been talking about Amazon, AMZN. Amazon, a lot of stuff on the chart here. Let me clean this up. Let me take these things off. All right. Clean it up. But Amazon to the lows went in force at shooter in force, actually Rev Strat in force at 138.75, 138.75. You got to wait a little bit. But it did go in force and then ended the week at 129. This one was a good one for me. Here's your days. If you're a daily trader, you actually could have shorted that thing at 143 if you wanted to at the top of the Browning formation on the daily chart, and it worked it all the way down. One thing that Elaine did help me with, and I've been working with Alex on, because again, I trade common shares, is the putting stock market orders in there for your options. That's really cool. I like that a lot. I'm going to keep working on that, because the stock market order at way up in here at 143, no reason to get out. I worked 137 puts when this thing started happening on the week. At 142, that's way too high. But even a stop even stock market order, break even stop order, I could still be in that. All right, I could still be in that. But the way they've been jerking us around, and I just didn't hold through all of that. So it was tough. For people long index calls in the FOMC, we need the Price is Right sound effect. I know, I have it. I have it on here, Elaine, but I don't know what's going on with my sound effects, and I don't want to risk it again here. But I got the sound effect. Bum, 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 bam. Don't know why my sound effects aren't working. I don't want to hit the button again. I don't know what's going on. So, but yeah, I got it on there. Disappointed in the sound bar. Amazon to the lows. I talked about Humana. I want to see how Humana ended, because I stopped looking at it. But yeah, look at this. All right, inside month. All right, here's your weeks. All right, and then Humana just going to the highs. All right, it didn't really even die here. Everything was going to the lows. Look at your 60s. Not really dying there, all right? Still going to the highs. Humana. Elaine says that's the one. Humana still going to the highs here. And it's not done. It's not exhaustion risk. I really do think we use the term exhaustion risk way too much. I think we talk about exhaustion risk so much to the point that we are scaring ourselves out of holding positions and staying in stuff. We are not afraid of exhaustion risk. We're aware of it, but we're not afraid of it, okay? People are going to say, well, yeah, it's exhaustion risk, and Humana way up in here is exhaustion risk. But look at the weeks. These are the weeks, and then look at the months. This thing is not at all-time highs. All right, this thing is not at the top of the Browning formation on the week. No reason to be afraid of this thing. All right. And then again, here's the automated broad information on Humana. I don't even have to draw it. That's pretty cool. Prepping them spitballs. I know. You're getting tired. Okay, all right. Let me pick it back up. Humana going back to the highs, not giving a crap about the market. Not giving a crap. Tesla's. Let's go look at Tesla. Tesla finally going to the lows. I got stopped out of Tesla here, and out of this fractal triangle here, 2-2 reversal back down, starts coming back through, hits the first target at 243, and wait a minute, it missed it by a couple pennies, but still good. Ends the week at 244. Currently, it is 2 down. It's 2 up on the month, but coming back in. All right, I got a lot of stuff on here. Let me take that stuff off. And, so it's coming back through this fractal triangle here, back to the lows. But are they going to take it all the way back down? All the way back through this. Kathy Woods and ARK have been selling the mess out of this. All right, these 60s. These days, they've been selling a lot. That was in Benzinga News. They've been trying to get out of positions here. They say they're selling them for a profit, and that's good. Hopefully they are. I hope they are. Yes. Yep. The stock market orders are working for me. Yes, I'm going to get more proficient at that, because that's what I use with common shares, is those stock market orders to get in and get out, and that's what saves my bacon. And I really didn't think it would work on options. I really didn't. But I love how I can put it in. I mark it in. I'm in, and then I can set my stop, my hard stop. I love that a lot. I got stopped out of an option earlier this week, and the loss was $8, like 8 cents or whatever, options talk. But $8, it was out. It got me out immediately. That's right, Elaine. Elaine says no reason to sit through a TTO when your profits evaporate. You know what I mean? That's what I'm talking about, and that's what when the thing starts when the price starts moving back up, like right here, it's hard to hold through. You know what I mean? There's other people out here saying, wait for the chart wait for the chart to stop you out. Wait for, this thing is still good. Even though it hasn't stopped you out on the chart, your option could be way against you on the price. You know what I mean? It's way against you, and it's hard for me to hold losers. Usually, when the price goes negative, I want to get out. That's me. I don't want to sit there and hold through, and hopefully it comes back. Meta. I was talking about Meta. Alex was talking about Meta on the live stream. It went 2-2 reversal down. That was on the list for it to go down on the last week. That was on the list, and it did go down. All right, but from these days, it kept pushing back up. All right, and then here's your Fed report. Here's Thursday, and then Friday. Friday, they just bottom up. It took off at 299 and got all the way up to 305. Formed a shooter on the 60s. And then they took them right back down. All right, took them right back down. We'll take this line. We'll use this as our line. Shooter in force right here, all the way back down. And we were in this thing in 15-minute charts on the 15ers, because this thing's moving, right? All right, it's going to the highs. Everything else is going to the lows. I got a hammer in force right here. Actually, a rev strat in force at 303. About 303 calls to the highs. All right, it went well, and then went inside and down. All right, I actually got stopped out on the 30s because I took the 30 212 continuation up on the 30s, and it got stopped out here. That's what I did. Alex was on the 15s. I took the 30s, but I'm glad I got out. I'm glad I got out because of all this right here. All right, all of that to the lows. All right, to the lows. I don't know what, I have to go back and find the fractal triangle that I got marked on these things. That's really far back. There's no way I would have marked those way back there. But you could see clearly, test the highs, test the lows. Back to the lows. That was what Meta did yesterday. And if you were able to, and it's good. I mean, that's the power of, and then if you just stayed on the 60s, shooter in force right here. Shooter in force at 302 on Meta, back to the lows. All right. If that's the power of being in a community. You know what I mean? But at the same time, you're the one that has to push the button, get in or get out, buy or sell. You know, you're the one that has to push those buttons. But I think it's important to be able to listen to someone and go, hey, this thing's going to the lows. You know what I mean? Remember, Rob always said that trading is a two-person job, and I still believe that. One person to watch and one person to execute. And I think it's really good to listen to someone like Alex and Sarah on the mic and listen to them go, hey, you know, Meta, it worked for a while. It didn't hit magnitude at 305. We were actually looking for this to go. On the daily chart. We're wanting this thing to hit right here, 308. All right, and then possibly get up in here, 312. You know, right here, up in here. That's what we wanted. All right. Why? Because everything is exhaustion risk. I know, but we were saying it in the chat. Exhaustion risk back from the lows, and now people are starting to take their profits, and this thing is going back to the highs. And it did for a while, and then we were like, nope, get out. You know, and that's important too. With all this Strat stuff, you know, there's a lot of people on Twitter and Instagram and everybody talking about how much money they're making and all this stuff. But there's a lot of people not really. You have to, don't underestimate the idea of the fact that the Strat keeps you out of trouble. All right, the Strat keeps you out of trouble. All right, look at the time frame continuity on this thing. This was green. This was bright green. All right, green on the day and green on the 60s. All right, it was doing it. And you're like, okay, I can work this. All right, I can work this. And even though it is 2 down on the week, it was green. It was starting to push back up, you know. But as soon as you got that actionable signal to the lows, you knew when to get out. And then time frame continuity confirmed it. Get out. And then honestly, I was just trying to hang in there with Alex because Alex is quick. He's fast. He likes to hit buttons and work with these 5-minute bars. But I would have stayed out of a lot of trouble if I just would have acknowledged that, yes, this opened up inside bar on the day on SPY and just left it alone. Left it alone. Yep. Then we targeted Thursday inside day and down. Yep. 212 reversal back down. Yep. Neo. Okay, we could go look at Neo. Neo, you are the one. No, you're not. No, you're not. Back to the lows. I had some old stuff on this chart here. Your broadening formation on Neo, 3-2 down on the month. No actionable signals for next week. It's just going to the lows, really. But look at that. That would have been nice. 2-2 reversal back down. Just worked out the rest of the day on Neo. But here's your days. All right. Here's your days. Here's your weekly charts. All right. You could have looked at this thing and go, okay, it's at top of the broadening formation, 2-2 reversal back down, started shorting this thing at $13.77 back to the lows. All right, you could have been working that. What's up, Kevin Brown? You're here. All right, Steph, you're here. Awesome. Yes, MRTX. I was watching that too. You're doing great stuff over there. MRTX back to the highs, not giving a crap what the market is saying. You know, market to the lows. MRTX says we got natural buyers in here. We don't care. Outside weak to the upside. Goes in force at $36.15 and hits target. Pivot machine gun through all of these on the days. And then finally gets up into $41. Ends the $41. All right, look at this. Thursday and Friday. Everything else going to the lows. Thursday and Friday. MRTX back to the highs. All right. back to the highs. Look at your 60s. No reason to get out. That's awesome. I wish I would have known about that one. That's really cool. Kevin Cash says they're killing my DraftKings. They're killing everything except for MRTX. And that's a good lesson in natural buyers. If everything's going to the lows and this thing's going back up, all right, you need to work that, all right? There's buyers in there, and that's what we were trying to do with Meta. So MRTX actually followed through. Meta puked it, you know what I mean? Meta got all worked up. And then got sick to his stomach, and then bleh, they puked. Oh, DraftKings. DraftKings. I'm not really seeing a lot of actionable signals for next week. We can look at any. It's 11:30 my time. 11:30 my time. If you want me to look at some charts, throw your tickers in the chat, and we will go through that. Usually I like to teach a lesson on the weekend shift about this and in Brodnik formations or time frame continuity, but everything just went to the lows. So I guess the lesson for today is stop market orders on options does work in Webull. I think it's Webull, but definitely in TradeStation. So check that out. What's up, Bill? Good. What's up, Bill? Yep, DraftKings 2-2 reversal back down, $30. And talking about those stop market orders for options, all right? If you would have got in, started shorting that thing at $30.28, your stop at $31.46. That's pretty. That's a big stop. You know, you can always tighten that up. You know what I mean? Tighten that way up. You know what I mean? You could probably handle that. And, you know, long as you just don't want the price to come up way up in here. You don't want to put your stops up here at $32. That's way too much. You know what I mean? You don't want to put your stop way up here at 34. No. A stop at, was it 30.75? Kind of hard to see. But a stop at 30.75 and just leaving it there and then waiting until the price gets way down in here and then pushing your stops even, that would have worked. Johnny John, 2-2, okay, all right. We might have something. I'm going to put it on my strat labels here. Yep, looking for a 2-2 continuation down. Getting caught up in my words here. But it didn't really die here. It didn't really, yes, it did trigger, but it didn't really drop. I think it triggered by a penny or so. I wish this would have stayed inside. If this would have stayed inside, I'd been like, okay, now we're waiting for an inside bar for a 2-1-2 reversal back down. I'll wait for your dailies. Wait for the dailies to set this thing back up. Maybe it goes 2-2 reversal back up, and then boom, it gets all the way back down to 157. That would be really good. Not really an actionable signal. I wouldn't call that a Momo shooter. But we are looking for that thing to go back to the lows. Looking for that. T. Someone said T. You know what's funny? I used to talk about T and, you know, the grandpa stocks. Ooh. Actionable signal. T. That's right. Telephone. All right. You could have been shorting this a long time ago, though. You know what I mean? Way up into $15. You could have been shorting this thing. Looking at the weeks, you could have been shorting this thing way up at $19. All right, just buy some puts, buy them way out. Don't buy those weekly stuff. I still have yet to do a 0 DTE options trade. I don't do that stuff. Do not mess with it. But yes, possible 2-2 reversal back down. If that shooter goes in force at $15, your magnitude is $14.38. All right. The thing about AT&T is, this is kind of funny, but the thing about AT&T is it gains $1, loses $1. All right, let's look at the yearly charts. Yes, I have a Brodnik formation on the year. And here is this bar right here at 2009. Excuse me, the year 2009. Give me a thing here. This Marlon B. You'll think this is funny. Oh, wrong one, wrong chart. Back down here. All right, right here, 2008. 2008. It barely clears it here, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. This one finally gets out of this bar here. 15 years. These are yearly charts. 15 years trading in the same range, okay? 15 years trading in the same range. Test the high, test the low, test the high, test the low again, all right? 15 years. So what I can say about AT&T is that it is consistently doing the same stuff. You could definitely work puts on this, all right? As it's going, no reason to get out. You know what I mean? Work that thing. Work it on the months. You know what I mean? And once it stops, take your profits, work it back up, and then work it back down. Work it back up, work it back down. AT&T is very slow. It's very good. AT&T is a good stock for new traders. Very slow. Very slow. CAT, yes, CAT. We'll go ahead and put this on the weekly chart. Let's, I wanted to go through, oh, yeah. Before we start adding stuff to the weekly chart, let's look at things that happen, our weekly watch list, signals from last week. Amazon did it. It did it. All right. Wait and force. Took out all these targets here. We already talked about that. Amazon. ADP, wait and force. All right. Rev Strat in force to the lows. Wait and force at 299, and it ended the week at 286. It did it. CCAD, don't know what this is, but it did it. All right, it went in force at shooter in force at $72, and then look at your days. No reason to get out. Even your 60s were not even giving you a reason to get out of this thing. Currently, still, I don't know how inside month still, but this thing got wrecked. CI did not give a crap. Went right back to the highs. Again, here's your weeks, here's your days. Did not care. All right, we're going back up. Cigna going back up. Costco shooter. We're going to keep this on the list because you now have a shooter on the week. Shooter on the week. Is it going to come back through all of this? All right, I got a lot of stuff on this chart. All right, Costco shooter on the week is still inside month. Still inside month in green. All right, is it going to go 2-2 reversal back down below 553.78? All right, 553.78, and start working all the way through this. All right, inside day. So we do look for combinations. So what we'll be looking for is this inside day that triggers the shooter here. All right, will it do that? And starts taking all these guys out here. All right, wow. What's up, Terry? Hey, CCJ, I heard a lot about CCJ, but Costco, all right, Costco, we're going to leave on the list for next week. Intel did it, 2-2 reversal back down, went in force at $37.62, and then took out the first target, started working for the second one, all right? You could still be in that, forming a shooter on the month, all right? All right, you could still be in that thing. Johnny John, we already talked about Johnny John. Didn't really take him out. You could still be in that if it triggered and you got your stops set. You could still be in that. KHC, Heinz ketchup, cheese and ketchup back to the highs. Here's your weeks. It gets back through this fractal triangle here, and a little messy. All right, but overall, still going to the highs. All right. Mickey D's, McDonald's, Mickey D's, McBurger, all right? Shooter in force at 277, back to the lows with you. I didn't get in this one because it didn't really just dump. It just kind of sat around here. 2-2 reversal back up, and then, but the actual 2-2 reversal back down at 277 was here, all right? That would have been good. That would have been good. So you don't get them all. It's kind of like Pokemon. You want to get them all, but sometimes you don't. Meta did go in force. I already talked about Meta. It did go in force, came right back up. Now shooter on the day. Shooter on the day. Will it go back through here? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. SYK. SYK 2-2 reversal back down. It did go in force at 291 and hit magnitude. All right, hit magnitude. Vicky, all right, inside month 2-2 reversal back down to $31. Ends the week at 29. Look at that, all back through here. Very good, Vicky. Walmart was interesting. It did go in force, got back into this try right here, but it didn't really give you too much of a signal into this thing. It was just dropping and dropping and dropping. When this was happening here, I was watching this. It was inside day, and it didn't really clear and go 2 down on the day until 163. So that's way down in here. So you would have had to, go down to a 5-minute chart. You had to find, 15-minute chart to find a way into just 2 continuation down. There's a lot of temptation for some sloppy strat. Sloppy strat meaning, hey, I know this is 2-2 continuation down, but it just hit 2 down on the day. It's in force on the week. I'm going to go ahead and take it. Sloppy strat. And sometimes you will get away with it, all right? But sometimes you will also get wrecked doing that. So be careful. It's really hard for me to do some sloppy strat, honestly. And I do miss stuff because I'm not shorting this thing while this is just 2-2 continuation. I'm going to get triangled out on these 60s. It finally did it here on the 22nd, right back up. And I'd been like, oh, why did I do that? I'd be beating myself up. I don't want to do that. XL, XEL, I've been talking about this one because it did not care. It's been going to the highs on the weeks. Working on becoming 2 up on, if this thing closes, possible 2-2 reversal back up on XL, whatever this is. All right, XL Energy, it's an energy stock. All right, but here's your days. All right, you could have been in this, you could have been working this, staying in that. So let's clear this thing. Let's clear this. We will leave Costco on there. Costco. All right, and then what was another one? I want to say Costco was on there. T was on there. We'll put AT&T on there. Slow mover, grandpa stock. Grandpa, just falling down the stairs, just moving slowly. CCJ, someone wanted to look at CCJ. CCJ, all right. Inside bar on the month, all right. It's been going to the highs. CCJ does not care. Going to the highs, all right? Trying to get through this. Why do I have that marked? I have no idea why that's on there. Trying to get back through this fractal triangle here. It cleared this one. All right, we definitely don't want to see it come back down through that. CCJ to the highs. All right, we'll put that on the watch list for next week. CCJ, that thing goes in force at $40, and the magnitude is only really 41. All right, and we know that, but that's just a way in. Is this full time? Is this? Ooh, this is. Now, this is what I'll say about exhaustion risk. All right, this thing is at all-time highs. All right, there's no other. No. Hold on a minute. No, it's not. No, it's not. All right, it's not at all-time highs. There's more room on this. All right, $44, $52, all right, $55, all right. That's what I'm talking about. Honey Badger don't give a crap. Yes, I will look at CVS, but Honey Badger don't give a crap. All right. What's this? Camco? I don't know what this is, but my goodness. Give me some lines here. Hold on. I gotta do this. It won't let me. Well, no, it won't let me do that either. Let me see here. For some reason, TrendSpider doesn't let me draw in the big screen. I have to do it way back here. Give me a second, guys. Maybe like this, and then I'm trying to look around my camera. That's a stupid looking line right there. I don't like that, but. Based on the broadening formation, yep, trying to go back to the highs. Not trying is getting back through all of this. Not all-time highs, not exhaustion risk, all right? You could say recent exhaustion risk because these are the months. All right, and there's a lot of buyers in here, but there's more room on this. There's more room on this. There's more room to go. CCJ. All right, we'll put that on the list. CCJ. It's on the list, right? Yep, up there. All right, so that's really interesting. Really interesting. Look at the yearly chart on that. That's what I wanted to draw the broad information on the yearly chart and then did it on the month, but whatever. Look at that. All right. 444, $55, right? That's why we look at these yearly charts and these quarterly charts. So you can be in that. Awesome. Very cool. Very good catch there. CCJ. All right. Someone wanted to look at CVS, cough syrup and Ricola, you know, throat lozenges. Cough drops and cough syrup. Let's see here. Trying to come off the lows here. All right, I'll give you that. Trying to come off the lows. Now currently a shooter on the week. It did not, going back to the highs. Now this is nasty right here on these days. Oh, excuse me, on these 60s. It was kind of nasty to hold through all of that. But if you did, you would have made some money all the way back in through last week into this week, and now shooter on the week. Will it go into force at $70.31 back down to 65? Will it retrace all the way back through it and just give it up? I don't know. We'll see. We'll put that on the list. Good catch. We'll put that one on the list. Very good. Apple. No, I did not look at Apple, but Apple got that inside week coming for you. AAPL. AAPL got that inside week coming for you. I got a lot of stuff drawn here. Hopefully it's not confusing, but currently still inside month somehow. Here's your day. Here's your 60s. All right. Here's your 60s, but they keep bringing them back up. All right. This would have been good short right here at 178.92 and working that all the way back down. That would have been good. Look at that, from $88. I got that one pointed out because this thing just dropped, worked all the way back through here, and right now 173, just sitting there, waiting. You got a shooter on the day. You got an inside bar on the week. Now it's going to get back. Let me blow this weekly chart up. It's going to get back into this fractal triangle back here. All right, and the bottom of this one is 162. But that thing goes in force at 173.90. That could be good and finish the broadening formation at 169 and then continue to expand it. Will it do it? All right, Apple to the lows. All right, that could be a good one. It could be a very good one. Very, very good one. I've been talking about Apple because I was working this to the highs all the way back in through here. That was really good for me. And then I caught a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Again, Alex Options, the whole Alex Options, Strat Trading. The whole organization's out there trying to help me with these options, helping me out. I tell you what. It's time to grow. I loved being with Rob. I loved being over at the other place. But hey, I'm in a new pond, new people, and I gotta grow. It's time to grow. All right. Right now, Nvidia inside 2 up on the month, but red. All right, failed 2 on the month. And here's your weeks. All right, inside and down, 2 continuation down. I wouldn't call that a Momo shooter, but we are definitely looking for some more downside down to 404. All right. This is an automatic broadening formation being drawn on that, but here's mine on the yellow lines, just to the lows. All right. If you can afford those options or you're shorting those shares, go for it. Work it. Clear signals to the downside. No actionable signals. You can still be in that though. It goes outside month at 404.36. If it does that, the magnitude or what we'll be looking for after that is 337, 373. Come on now, 372. Yes, yes, it was a great community, and. But I tell you what, stat trades, they keep you, there's all kind of people doing a lot of different things in there, and mostly the Strat, yes, the Strat. And what they will do is they manage their things different. What I would say, you know, let's go to Amazon. All right. And I talked about this last week, but I want to say it again. Amazon, all right, I want to see this shooter go in force, and then I want to see, you know, my days reconfirm and my 60s, you know, and then find a 60-minute signal into that thing, and then back to the lows into this thing. You know what I mean? Maybe take this 2-2 reversal back down right here at 137, which I did, and worked it all the way down in here, and it took my profits. My gosh. Come on, Strat Soldier. Get some cojones with these daggone options. But took my profits at the lows here at 135. But if I just would have held, put my stops even, and just held that sucker, that would have been amazing. No reason to get out. But where I would want to see a 3-2 reversal down, okay, that reconfirms like it's full time frame continuity to the downside on all 4 time frames. All right, we are in. What they will do is what they do is they look for all that stuff. Here's the broad information on the 5-minute chart, automatically drawn by TrendSpider. And what they will do is they will find. I got to get a line on here because it won't let me do lines in the big things here. All right. So what they will do, Amazon. I know that's a 5-minute chart to the lows on that. It's not letting me do it. But what they'll do is they'll go to a 5-minute chart right here, and they'll find a reversal. All right, this one right here, shooter in force, right at $12, right at 12. All right, and that's 1242, and they'll work that all the way down. All right, and they'll put their stop right there. All right, so let's just say you took this shooter at 131.06, and you put your stop at 131.18. All right. What Alex is saying is it's easier to manage that position from and put that stop in a place where you're in, but you know if you're right or you know if you're wrong immediately. Like, you know, and I understand that. I get that. And once it gets all the way down in here, they're going to say is exhaustion risk and then it starts moving back up. Again, I think we use the term exhaustion risk way too much, but that's how they manage their positions. All right, that's how they manage positions. So. In the other place, and I have to say this for the people that have been with me for the last 2 years on the weekend shift, we would look for the bigger picture and then find a reversal on the major time frame to get in on that's reconfirming all 4 time frames. What they're doing at Strat is finding the 5-minute reversal that triggers all the other stuff. All right, that's difficult. That is difficult. You got to be fast. But honestly, that's where those stop market orders can come in at. Me personally, I think taking the reversal on 60-minute and then managing it from the smaller time frames, that makes more sense to me. Of course, that's what Rob taught us to do over at the other place. But they still use the PSAR. All right. They still use the PSAR to manage that stuff. All right. You're in 131. Boom. All right. Now let's manage this thing. All right. Once the PSAR flips, we can go to those higher time frames and go, okay, do we have any actionable signals that let us know this is going to continue to the lows? All right. So they still do things, you know, they're still doing the strat. They're still doing what, you know, but again, I'm saying this for Burke. I'm saying this for Marlon B. I'm saying this for Bill. I'm saying this for E, Pimp Hop. You know, we used to look at things different and opposite. So I just want to explain that again. If you go over to Stat Trades and you're in the live stream and you're like, wait a minute, why are we taking stuff? It's inside 60. Why are we even looking at this? You know, why are we even messing with this at all? They're looking at smaller time frames to trigger bigger things and to hit those put those stops in. So it is an adjustment, and they do talk fast. And you have to be kind of ready. So, but you got to be ready. We wanted to look at, I'm sorry, I missed one. CCJ, NVIDIA, I missed one. JJ was talking about Excel. Okay, good. I'm glad. Because we see things the Strat the same way. I love that. I missed a ticker in here. We did talk about Apple. I was scrolling through the chat and I missed a ticker. I know I did. Cat. Okay, sorry about that, Pip Pop. Cat. Did we talk about Cat? Cat Tractor. All right, looking for some more. Cat Tractor currently, all right, looking for this shooter on the month to go in force. Okay, I see why you're looking at this, Pimp Hop. Looking for this shooter to go in force on the month. It still hasn't done it. Wow. All right, yeah, you got some nastiness in here. Cat Tractor, it's just trying to hold on. Hold on for dear life. All right, here's your broad information on the 60s. Test the highs, test the lows. Test the highs, test the lows. All right, it's trying. It's trying. It did finally go outside weak to the downside, and now you know, if it goes in force, if that shooter goes in force on the week, the magnitude on Cat Tractor is going to be pretty low, all the way down to 239. 239. Wow. All right, might be looking at that thing. Might want to be looking at that. Put that on your monthly actionable signals. It hasn't triggered yet. Gives you something to look at. Gives you something to look at. Win. All right, Win and AI, and then we're gonna wrap this thing up. Win. When are you going to take profits on this thing? No actionable signals for next week. Currently inside month. No actionable signal for next week. I would not call that a shooter. It's going to open up inside week. You do have a shooter on the day. Here's your broad information on the 60s. It's just been going to the highs. All right. If you are long this, you can still be in that. You can still be in that. AI, got some crap on here. Sorry about that. And some crap on here. It's been a long time since I looked at AI. I don't even remember making that stuff. All right, 2-2, looking at around my camera, 3-2 down on the month. And then, 3-2 down on the month. And currently 2-1-2. It was 2-1-2, 3-1-2 continuation down. And there's no actionable signals for next week. If you are shorting this thing, good. You could still be doing that. You could have started right here up at $37.88. You know, get some time. This is back in August though. Oh, one thing. Boeing. That's what I wanted to look at. BA Boeing. This is interesting. I was looking at this last night, and I say, and I'm talking about myself here too. Okay, I'm scrambling to short Amazon. I'm scrambling to short Apple. I'm scrambling to short everything on my weekly watch list. But daggone it, if I was just go through the charts that you normally go through, relax. You know, I know what they're saying in all these other, in all these other lists and things like that. Let's take this to the bottom right. Take the price to the bottom right so we can see that. All these other things that we look for, scanners and all these other things, and I didn't even look at Boeing. All right, I did not look at Boeing. This is a lesson for me as well, an easy catch. All right, we know FOMC is coming. We know, Boeing's going to the lows. It's 2-2 reversal down on the month. Look at this thing, August 28th, the beginning of September, August 28th. I say the beginning of September because you had a little bit, a couple more days, and then it was September. But shooter in force at 222. 222. Put your stop at 224. All right. If that's too much, put it tighter. But you could still be in that thing. Look at your days. 224. Where is 224? You could have been shorting this on the daily chart at 236. But 230. Let's go here. Let's go on the daily chart. Way up in here. Just say you missed it. You missed this initial, trigger. And you got in at 226 and just started shorting that thing. All right, 2-2 shooter in force. All right, put your stops even and just held on to that thing. Now, we're going back in the strat. It's all quantitative. All right, it's on the charts. You can measure it. You can see it. We're not talking about MACDs, and we're not talking about how the SMA is crossed and how this and all that. We're not doing all that. We're not talking about volume profiles and how look at this and all these little gadgets and things like that. But looking at that would have been an easy short, and just watched it just plummet. And you would have been in before FOMC. You would have been in before, seasonality on September and it going to the lows. This one, if there's any trades that got away from me, and I'm like, man, I should have took that one. It's Boeing. All right, Boeing. So that's a good one to the lows. There's no actionable signals for this thing to really keep going up. All right. And there's actually, we're looking for some more continuation down. So it just pushed through all of this. All right, here's your monthly chart. Just you can say this 2-2 continuation could get all the way down to 193, and it could keep going. Here's your broadening formation. All right, this is a very old broadening formation, but all the price, I've been talking about this since 2020. All right, but all the price still stuck in this mother bar. All right, we try so hard to catch all the stuff and catch all the little like things, and you know, this one worked and no one saw this one. You know what I mean? But I miss the obvious, like, all right, let's go to what we know. We know Boeing's stuck in a mother bar. We know Boeing's not doing so hot. All right, if there's any trade, I was looking at this last night. If there's any trade I wish I would have took, and then Chuck over at Stat Trading was talking about this as well. If there's any trade I would have took and should have took at the beginning of the month, and I didn't do it, was Boeing. Beautiful, beautiful. Look at these days. No like extreme gap ups or gap downs. Even when the market gapped down on the 60s, Boeing didn't give a crap. It just went back to the lows. So on these 60s, you can find an entry into all of this on the 60s to the lows. And exhaustion risk, give me a break. Give me a break. It's continuing to push down and expand the try. All right? We put too much emphasis on exhaustion risk. We do. We do, and it causes us to miss stuff. All right? Obvious things. If you were trading this week and things got a little emotional, don't worry about it. You know, don't beat yourself up. All right, trading does get emotional because we are emotional people. All right, and you're gonna have feelings. You will. Oh, I should have just did this. Oh, I should have did that. What I will say is, don't. Whatever you do is don't bang on the desk. Don't cuss real loud. Don't freak out because you did, bang on your, smashing keyboards and all that stuff. Don't do that, all right? If it's a loser, cut the losing position. If it's a winner, figure out how you can put some stops in and, let's just say you got stopped out with some profit and it continues to the highs. Look at your charts later on in the night and go, okay, all right, how could I have stayed in this? All right, because the strat is quantifiable, all right? We can see it on the charts. It's quantifiable. We know where to get in. We know where to get out, all right? And if you are in, it's been tough this summer, right? Honestly, I'm thinking about not trading over the summer anymore. It's just low volume and nasty moves. So be careful out there. If you are in a losing streak, it's okay to stop. It's okay to stop trading. It doesn't mean you're quitting. It's okay to stop trading. I'm talking to some people on Twitter that are actually switching to paper trading right now, and that's okay. We got a new quarter coming up. 1 more week left. Brand new quarter, brand new signals, brand new everything. All right. So hopefully things will switch and start trending. All right. Things have been just chopping them up. All right. So thank you so much for everybody being in here. This was so much fun. Thank you so much. Go check me out at Stat Trading. There'll be a link in the bio there, and to get you a little bit just a little bit off if you want a little discount if you want to get in there with Alex and Sarah and Elaine and there's a person in there, Katie profile. All she does is post up volume profile stuff, but it works. It works. She's doing her thing. There's a lot of people in there doing a lot of good stuff. TFO is in there. He's doing great things as well. He's doing great things. So go check all that stuff out. I'm going to run some scans and build up this watch list for the weekly signals. Right now, we got CCJ to the upside, Costco to the lows. We got CVS possible to the lows, and then AT&T to the lows. All right. So we only got 4, but because everything's getting wrecked and demolished to the downside. So I'm gonna run some scans and put a little bit mo on there. All right. Remember, the strat customizes itself to you. All right. If you're trading common shares, stay with those common shares. If you're trading options, know where your stops are at. Know how to gauge your risk. All right. Be careful. Don't try and be a hero, and don't try and hit a home run every time you trade. All right. Being consistent is more important than anything else. All right. And so in journal and things like that, review your charts. Thank you so much for everybody being here. See you guys later. Thank you so much. Talk to you guys later. Peace.